answering your frequently asked questions about why would I detox? What does it do to my body? What will I experience? What will it feel like? What are some of the detox symptoms? I'm doing a series of these videos to answer as much as I can about the detox experience because it is so valuable. It's not something to just be sniffed at. It really does regenerate cells. It is a very ancient technique when you are going into the detox state. And today I particularly wanted to concentrate on fasting. What happens when your body fasts? What happens between the first day, the second day, and the third day? And the product that I produce called the Home Detox Box is all about putting your body into the fasting state. That's why it cleans your whole digestive system, and that's why you feel absolutely amazing. And the way that the whole protocol is set out is so that you don't feel hungry, you still feel motivated, and you start understanding, because I'm helping you understand what's going on in your body and why you feel the way you feel, so that you know, good, it's working. So I wanted today to address what happens when your body is in the fasting state. So first of all, say you're going through the 7-day home detox box, which means that you are putting your body and breaking through to regenerate your body in a different way, regenerate your cells, regenerate the tissues, help the organs to clean. But sometimes we get a little bit when we go through the detox whole protocol because it feels hard, it feels different, it feels difficult, it feels very different to what you've normally done with your own body. You've normally eaten every single day, 3 times a day, maybe more, haven't moved very much. So this is why I'm answering these frequently asked questions. And fasting is one of the questions that I often get asked. Why do I need to fast for more than 1 day? Why is it 72 hours is the minimum? What happens in the body? So this is what I'm here to help you. I always have a little bit of facts in the Home Detox Box booklet that goes on what's happening in your body, and these videos are here to really put meat on the bones to help you really understand what your body is doing. So first of all, you've done your clean fresh start. You've reduced and eliminated a lot of the food that is causing a lot of the aches and pains and inflammation in your body. And today you are doing your detox for the first time. You're on day 1. What's happening inside your body and why do you do this non-eating of solid food? Fast means that you are not eating digestible food. So in other words, you're activating your digestive system. It's using all that energy to digest your food. 85% of your energy goes into digesting the food that you put in your mouth that goes through your digestive tract so that you have the energy. Most people say to me, I can't imagine not eating for a day, let alone 3. It scares the hell out of me. So this is why I want to make sure that you know that it's absolutely doing just something phenomenal. If more people, I'm thinking, I've got an image of my mom and my stepmom, and if they knew and if they could do this, they would see so many radical changes in their body and in their mind. It really helps kind of alleviate so many symptoms that go on, from Alzheimer's to cancer to, and I'm going to explain why. First of all then, day 1, 12 hours of fasting, so like a whole day. And of course the easiest way to get through all of that is to sleep. So day 1, what's happening inside the body? In the morning, you know, when you're woken up and you get on and think, okay, I'm detoxing today, I'm not going to eat today. You know, you might think, but you know, you've got some things planned, and certainly if you come on a retreat, I take you for a hike and we do some walking and we do some talking, and you're not thinking about that. You can also take non-digestible fiber, which I shall talk about in another video. But what's happening in your body is like you begin to be motivated, you know why you're doing what you're doing, you want the results, and it's not so difficult up until about lunchtime, and then after lunchtime, and then you kind of go, So you can drink plenty. I mean, on this day, just drink plenty. Warm teas, cold, depending on the temperature. Drink plenty, but make sure that nothing is in there that you are going to need to digest. You don't want to activate your digestive system. By middle of the afternoon, your body's going, haven't digested anything. maybe this is an opportunity for us to clean house, and all the cells and bacteria and go, oh yeah, let's do that. So consciously your body starts going into cleaning house mode. This can use a lot of your energy when your body goes, we haven't digested anything all day, I need energy to go through and go into the tissues and go into the blood and go into the lymph and go into the organs so that we can clean house. So she's not taking in, consuming any energy, we're going to put her to sleep. So what happens is you often feel really tired. You go, oh, I'm feeling so tired, I could just sleep. Don't fight it. Sleep. Allow your body to have all the energy available to it so that it can go through and it can do what it's doing. Remember to drink plenty so that you're kind of full on a liquid level. I know it takes a little bit longer for you to be mentally satisfied with just drinking, but it becomes normal, and this is a detox for absolute beginners. So you actually get to understand what's going on. You understand, oh, I'm feeling really kind of full and it's okay, this is the way it's supposed to feel. So your body realizes that you're not eating and it goes into the detox mode. It goes into cleaning the house mode. One of the benefits from doing even just a 12-hour fast is it reduces the insulin. I will do another video on insulin, but the insulin is activated every single time you eat something, and it pushes sugar around the body, and it just clogs up the body, and it just does no good whatsoever. And also sort of like, cortisol and all those other hormones get released at the same time. Anyway, insulin deserves another video to it altogether. And an awful lot of people go on to be diabetics because they're just eating not just the wrong things, but just eating frequently during the day, because their whole metabolism is just pumping out insulin all the time. If you want to reduce your insulin, diabetics, be careful with this, by the way. Like, if you are diabetic, let me know and I will give you a process to do that, because you really need to do it in a different way than just cold turkey. So a lot of people are pre-diabetic, and they're in the state of pre-diabetic for a long time. This is when your hormones get shattered. This is when so many things happen in your body. So on the 12 hours, the first day of fasting, the first 24 hours, this is what's happening in your body. Your body wakes up to kind of like, we're not eating anything, we're not putting any energy in. Oh my God, where are we going to get the energy from? Put her to sleep. So you do your sleep and it's pretty good. You've been drinking a lot, maybe you have to get up to pee, but you've been drinking a lot and you sleep really well. It's like, oh, as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're out. You're sleeping really well because you haven't got all this adrenaline and energy going elsewhere. All the energy is going to be taken from your body so that it can start cleaning house. And this is phenomenal. So the first 24 hours, brilliant, well done. As you move into day 2, after you've had a long sleep, you may notice that your body temperature is slightly different. Your hands may feel cold, your feet may feel cold, extremities feel more cold. And that's why I often say, oh, just cozy up, make sure that you're cozy, make sure that you're warm, get your slippers, really feel comfortable today, because you're going to be in and out. The day 2 is the day that your body really needs so much rest. It will start looking today, because it already realizes if you're still not having a breakfast, still not having lunch, she's not eating, but you are drinking a lot. I know you are. But it will start looking elsewhere in your body. Where is the fuel? Where is the fuel that we stored for occasions like this? And it starts moving into your cells. And it starts eating the glucose that's been stored there. Your liver stores a lot of glucose in your fat cells. It starts transforming triglycerides, thank you, and your metabolism is activated. This is the day that you start moving into ketosis. Ketosis is only a word. I know it's a big thing in the diet movement at the moment, but it is a word that means it is using fat for fuel. So your system changes over after 48 hours to seek out fat for fuel. In other words, your whole system's kind of going, oh, I remember where there's some fuel. There's a fuel here, fuel there, fuel there. And sometimes you can feel you've got a lot of energy. On the second day afternoon, you can feel like you've got a lot of energy. And then all of a sudden, all of that energy is used up because you've been moving. And you'll be exhausted again, and then you can like have another burst of energy, and then you'll feel exhausted again. And that's why, because your body's going in, it is using the energy to clean house, and you think, oh, I've got energy, I can move around and I can do things. But if you're using the energy and moving around and doing things, or thinking a lot, think, oh, I'm just going to do my accounts, or I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to potter around, you can feel yourself feeling really, really exhausted after 48 hours of fasting. What happens is, because it's using the fat for fuel, you will also feel kind of in and out, tired, active, which is what I've been explaining. And then on day 3, when you've had a really good night's sleep again, sometimes you'll get really vivid dreams. You'll have people will come in and situations will come in, and it'll be kind of really funky. Your dreams will be really active. This is normal. This is a normal symptom of when you go through the fast of the 72 hours. Now, once you're in 72-hour fasting, most people's metabolisms have changed to start looking for where the fuel is in the body, because we're still not digesting anything. But oh word, we can go deeper than just cleaning out the digestive system. We can actually go into the cells and the organs, deep tissue cleansing. And we can start emptying those cells out, and those cells out, and those cells out. And this is the lowest that your insulin will have ever been. Because remember, every single time you eat, your insulin goes up. It flushes sugar around the body. This is why diabetics are really insulin sensitive, and pre-diabetics are kind of, eating a lot of the stuff that kind of like feeds their insulin level. One of the main things that happens on a minimum 72-hour fast, and this will really get you, like you're like, I want to do that, is you get new cells, regenerated cells. All the weak, poor, dying off cells, and don't forget, you change millions of cells every single day. But if you've got any diseased cells, if you've got any abnormal cells, like abnormal smears or growths, tumorous cells, these get eaten and destroyed on the 72 hours. Of course, if you go longer, then you destroy more. And it's also great for longevity, because of course, longevity, you're eating up your whole metabolism, just getting rid of all these cells. It just clumps them all together and dumps them all down into your digestive system. Other ways that the body cleanses is via your skin, via your breath, via your urine, as well as via your feces, which means that everything goes into your digestive system, pulls down, gets clogged up, and then comes out, preferably. So day 72, you can feel kind of euphoric and new and fresh. And this is why. It's because your cells are being regenerated. I've seen people who've had head-to-toe eczema, and within 3, 4, 5 days, none left anymore. I myself have cured abnormal smears, rashes on my body in 3 to 4 to 5 days, just by doing this. And there's an awful lot of stuff that you don't know, the symptoms that you've got going on the inside. What's going on in your colon, what's going on in your heart and your lungs and your pancreas and all the rest of it. And all of those things that are non-visible to you, but you feel them and you don't know why you feel them. For example, inflammation in your joints and things like that, so the mobility is affected. All of that gets cleared out from this day 72 hours, day 3 onwards. But the home detox box is a 3-hour fast. In other words, it's the minimum to get you into this regenerated cell state. Your metabolism is boosted. You feel on rocket fuel. People say to me, I've never felt so clean. I've never felt so awesome, so brilliant. I want to live like this. And I certainly know that when I come to the end of my fasting period, I'm just like, I don't want to dirty my body up with food because it feels so amazing to do this. And sometimes maybe you want to carry on doing some fasting, maybe 1 day a week. But it's really when you get into the 72-hour fasting period, obviously you eat more of the fuel from your fat cells, so a lot of weight loss. You balance your hormones. It makes a massive difference. And 72 hours, 3 days is the minimum before any of that can start taking place. If you have any more questions about fasting, why would I fast? Why is it so good? If you look at any religion, they all have a fasting period. They all, adhere to this fasting period. If you look at, Indians, Red Indians, and the Indians themselves, they do fasts and meditations, and they go into this wonderful state, which is what we're talking about here, this rites of passage, where you take part of a fast for your spiritual growth, your mental clarity. There are I can't remember his name right now, but there's professors, ancient professors, who made their students, mathematician students, do a fast so that they could be clearer mentally, so that they could take their exams and they could pass their exams. That Pythagoras talks about purity in the body. There's so much information out there about having pure blood, pure body, how it helps the mind expand. Also, when the pineal gland gets clean, the hypothalamus gland gets clean by doing this fast, because all the cells are kind of broken down and all the rubbish out, and cells are rebooted and regenerated. Your vitality comes back and everything shifts. Your mental state, your physical state. And this is why fasting is a rite of passage that nearly all religious and spiritual followers actually do, but also then professors. There's so many very, very smart people out there. Look at Steve Jobs, look at a lot of productive business people use fasting, and graphic design companies use fasting to help you have a more creative mind. So it really does help physically, mentally, and spiritually. Hope this is helpful. If you have any more questions, please let me know. My name is Fiona Robertson, and I'm the Detox Diva. I'm here explaining the protocol. I'm here explaining how it serves your body on a very deep level to do something as simple as a fast, a detox, a fast, and I show you how not to get hungry. I show you how to get through those days so that you can be an absolute beginner and you can get the best results possible.